Are your kids sick a lot? Here are some signs of a weakened immune system. Are you struggling with any of these? Canker sores, fatigue, chronic sore throats, poor sleep? How about frequent infections such as colds and flus, prolonged recovery period from illnesses, high stress levels, digestive problems, delayed wound healing, skin rashes or infections, joint pain, chronic yeast or fungal infections, chronic inflammation? The best defense from getting sick is being well. It's time to rebuild your immune system.
Did you know that 2 to 6 pounds of your body weight are bacteria and viruses, including the strep virus, candida, and others? For every one cell we have equal or up to 10 times more bacteria and viruses on us. And yet, why don't you have strep all the time? Louis Pasteur based his germ theory on the idea that the human body was sterile, devoid of any germs. But we now know differently. Since we are constantly covered in virus and not constantly getting sick, we can safely hypothesize that it is not the strep or candida per se that is making us sick. It's your weakened terrain. The terrain theory was initiated by Claude Bernard. He believed that the terrain or internal environment determined our state of health. When the body is functioning in homeostasis and immunity and detoxification is operating well, he claimed that there is a healthy terrain which can handle various pathogenic microorganisms that are inevitably thrown our way. On his deathbed, Louis Pasteur actually said that Bernard was correct. I was wrong. The microbe, the germ, is nothing, but the terrain is everything. If the germ theory of disease were correct, there'd be no one living to believe it. According to B.J. Palmer, we want to be focused on what we can control. We cannot control viruses or bacteria, but we can control the integrity and strength of our immune systems.
Let me show you a simple diagram of the old concept of the immune system and show you what we know now. So when a virus encounters our innate immune system, which is located where it first comes in the body, so nose, ears, throat, and mucous membranes, it initiates an immune response by non-specific agents called macrophages and neutrophils. This happens within 0 to 72 hours of the virus making its appearance. The innate immune system then initiates the adaptive system, which contains the T cells and B cells, which make up the specific agents, and each of them make different antibodies and antigens. This happens 3 days after the initial response. However, there's a part of the immune system that was more recently discovered. Between the two systems is the interferon system. The IFN modulates the adaptive system, and the adaptive system modulates the innate system. It's a feedback system. Here's why. If you don't have a way to turn off antibodies, you create an autoimmune disorder and inflammatory response. Therefore, it's important that you take care of your immune system and help regulate a healthy inflammatory response. Underneath the interferon system is the subsystem of the microbiome. This is made up of 10 trillion bacteria and viruses known as the virome. The ratio of good bacteria to bad bacteria determines the health of your terrain. On top of the interferon system is the neural system. It links to the gut and they communicate with each other. So the microbiome communicates with the innate, interferon, and adaptive system. Just measuring antibodies doesn't determine your immunity because the innate plus the interferon system turns on 1,000 genes and chromosome changes in the DNA and also has memory. The innate system turns on the interferon system, which turns on the adaptive, which communicates with the microbiome and communicates with the neural system.
There are a few key organs that make up the immune system as well. They are the thymus, spleen, bone marrow, and the lymph system. White blood cells circulate in the blood and lymphatic vessels. The lymphatic system forms a network similar to the blood vessels, and it carries a substance called lymph instead of blood. Lymph is a fluid that carries immune-related cells to areas that need them. The body stores the white blood cells in different places known as lymphoid organs. These include the thymus, which is a gland behind the breastbone where white blood cells known as lymphocytes mature, the spleen, an organ at the upper left of the abdomen where immune cells gather and work. Bone marrow, soft tissue in the center of the bones that produce the red and white blood cells. Lymph nodes are small bean-shaped glands throughout the body, especially in your neck, underarms, groin, and abdomen. They link via lymphatic vessels. Immune cells gather in the lymph nodes and react when antigens are present. This can lead to swelling. The tonsils, adenoid, and appendix are gateways for pathogens to enter the body, so lymphoid tissue is also there. Overall, the immune system becomes stronger on exposure to different pathogens. By adulthood, most people have had exposure to a range of pathogens and have developed more immunity. However, we can have exposure without getting sick. It's not the germs we should be most focused on. It's how our lifestyle choices define our terrain and either make us weak or make us strong. Dr. Burns. In the next video, we will share some simple lifestyle changes you can use to strengthen your immune system and your terrain. If you liked this short video, share this with a friend who may have a weak immune system.